Heyo, my name's Josh and I'm an animator. I'm here to teach you about the one-page loop, and it is probably the fastest, easiest way that I know of to personally make an animation, put it all together and see it. You can have it all done in like under half an hour, or you can make it take all day if you want, if you have the time. A lot of people do now. Let's see what we'll need to do that. Alright, so what do you need? What do you need for this? First of all, you're going to need some paper, obviously. Use some printer paper. I think that's the ideal choice. If you have a light source, like I'm going to be using a light table, which not everyone has. If you don't have one, you can use a glass table with a lamp or a flashlight, or any kind of like clearish table that you got. Or if you've got like a if it's a nice day out, you've got windows available to you that are easy to stand at. You can use the window to draw. Just don't draw onto the window. I'm not your parents, but you got that. And then you're gonna need something to draw with, of course. Pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you need, brushes, anything you got. And then you're going to need a pair of scissors. Please proceed with caution. Use carefully, just to snip up the paper for a second or two. And then you're also going to need, you're going to need a camera. I'm going to use my phone. I think that's the easiest way to do it. If you don't have it, you got digital camera, then use that. And then you're going to need, eventually you're also going to need your computer to, put it all together, put all the pictures together and see what you made. And that's everything. So once you got all that put together, you can start working on the next step and making it. Okie dokie, so here we go. We got our paper. Are we ready to animate? No, we gotta fold the paper. Yeah, that's right. Fold it. Fold it in half. One way, then fold it in half again, but the other way. And make sure those creases are real strong, real good. You can fold it back and forth as easily and as many times as you want it to. And there you go, you got your paper folded. Oh, what do we need now? We're gonna need a pair of scissors. We're gonna need to cut that paper. Just like one of those little spots there. You see, you got 4 spaces, got 4 lines, all meeting at the middle. Cut one line, your choice. Your favorite, least favorite. Alright, so here we go. We've got the paper all folded and cut. We got our pencil. Are you ready to draw? No, you're not. You gotta label it. Here we go. We're gonna label these corners here. Make sure we're keeping everything in the proper order. We're drawing in the right spot. So first one, bottom right corner, 1/5, because your first frame is your last frame. More on that later. And then you flip it over, and then we're gonna do what I call the breakdown frame, which is the number 3 frame, which goes right over the 1 and 5. And then bam, we're gonna flip it right on over, and then we have the topmost. These are interchangeable, these two, but we're gonna go ahead and call this one number 2, and then we're gonna open that up and we're gonna do number 4, and that's all you need. Those are all your labels. You can open that up to see what it looks like. Check the orientation, see we're using both sides of the paper here. Things are going to be topsy-turvy, but it all makes sense when you're doing it. Alright, so here we are. Get the light table adjusted. You have the window. Get your weather adjusted. Grab your pencil. Get ready. We start in this bottom right corner here at the 1 and 5. You're doing your first and your last frame all at the same time. Now what does that mean? I call it a 5-frame loop, but it has 4 drawings because I base it off a 5-frame animation, which is very short, very fast, bit of movement, whatever you want to call it. And why I'm applying it to here is because typically where you would start at one spot and end up somewhere else, I'm starting at one spot and I'm ending up right back at that same spot. First frame, last frame. There we go. So when you're drawing this frame, make sure you draw a nice real strong line all around there once you got your idea put down. And also consider keeping a good part of your drawing constant, just drawing the same thing over each frame. because then it makes the animation easier to see when you're putting it all together at the end. So like here, I'm keeping the head the same, but I'm going to change how the eyes and the mouth move.
Thank you for holding. We appreciate your time. You are valued.
So you draw your 2, now you're on your last one, your 4th one. You might have an urge to draw the same thing you drew for your number 2, and that's just not going to be as good, because while you're essentially drawing between the same 2 drawings you've made, your number 3 and your number 1/5 drawing, you actually want to draw something that's at least a little bit different, because it's going to look a lot better, and it's really, it's in a different place. Like one drawing is going between 1 and 3, and the other drawing is going between 3 and 5. That's how you really need to think about it in order to get yourself thinking about how to change it up and make it like more interesting for yourself when you're making it. Wow. Okay, so here we are, we're coloring it. Do color however you want, with whatever you want. I don't care, not a coloring lesson. Alright, next step. Alright, you colored it, awesome. Good job, looks great. Seriously, it does. It's amazing. Good job, dude. Now it's time to take photos. Get your phone, get your camera. If you got a tripod for it, woo, awesome. But you don't need it. I mean, it helps a lot, but you don't need it. Just get your phone, turn the grid on, and then just try and keep it straight over your camera. And this is why your folds are more important than everything else. You line it up by the folds with your grid, and that's how you keep all your drawings consistent and in the same place, so that it animates together when you play the photos back. And then that's all you gotta do. You just gotta line it up, grid to crease. If you gotta trace those creases so you can see them easier on your phone, go ahead and do that. Grab a pen or a pencil and do that, man. Make them darker. And then try and keep your photos around the same spot so the light's the same, but you can do it as quickly or take as much time as you need. And when you're ready, go on to the next step. Alright, okay, so we're at our computer now. We have our photos taken. Before you bring your photos over, you need a folder to put them in. However you bring those photos over, I figure you know how to send photos off your phone by now, whether you do it through email, you connect it with a cable, or you just send it through Messenger like I do. Whatever you do, just do whatever you gotta take to get those photos over to that computer. It's easy peasy. And once you have them, you need some folders to put them in, file management. It's boring, but you need to do it, otherwise everything becomes a huge mess and it's hard to manage stuff, especially animation. You got lots of drawings, lots of pictures, lots of frames. So you do that, I'd say make at least 2. Make one that everything goes in, and then make one inside of that you can put some other stuff in that you don't need to be looking at all the time and sifting through. Just cut in with a quick tip here for you Mac users. You won't have video editor, of course, because that's on PC, but you do have iMovie, which is free and really easy to figure out, and from what I understand has more features than you're gonna get in video editors. So congrats. So here we are, we've got our files ready and we've renamed them all. Make sure that all the files that are linked together, like the ones for these 5-frame loops, they all have the same name, and then you put an underscore at the end of each of those names, and you put 001, 002, 003, 004. Bam, you got them all in order and ready to go. And that helps a lot, because then when you select them all and drag them into the program we're using, which is Windows Video Editor, you can just search for it. If you have Windows installed, it does not have to be activated. Trust me, you will have Video Editor already there ready to go, because it's provided by Microsoft and it's very easy to use. It doesn't have a lot of features at all, but has just enough that you can do what we need to do here today. So you got that opened up, name your project, and then drag this in. You got your 4 frames, make sure they're in the right order. They should be. Sometimes it puts the last frame as the first frame, but that doesn't matter because they'll still be in order when you're watching it. The beauty of the loop. Alright, so here you go. You've selected all your drawings with the shortcut Control A. You've dragged them into the project. if you've got them all highlighted with the little check marks there, just go ahead and click place in the storyboard once, and then you've got your 4 drawings lined up in your storyboard, but now you're gonna have to repeat it a few times because each drawing is only a fraction of a second, and that's not, and 4 drawings isn't enough for you to really see what you're doing and be really satisfied with what you made here. So what you're gonna do now, and this is gonna get a little tedious. Okay, so here we go. Here's the process. Go into your storyboard, go to your last panel here, and sometimes you gotta hit that little scroll bar to make sure you're all the way at the last panel, so make sure you do that. To the last panel, select it, then go back up to your project library where your original drawings are, click on those, Control A to select all, and then you want to place in the storyboard again, and it'll put those drawings at the end and we'll repeat it again. And you gotta keep doing that, and you gotta make sure you get like a decent length, and then once you do that, you click into your storyboard, Control A to select all the drawings in the storyboard, go to duration and change it to 0.1 seconds, which is the lowest amount of time you can change it to in Video Editor. Once you've done that, you can press play. You have to play it twice, but on that second play, sit back, relax, and take it in. You did it, kid. You done made yourself be the animator type. Woo! Yeah! But don't you get too excited because you didn't export that video yet, man. Export that video up there in that top right corner. Just click on that. You got some options. Just go to the highest one. It's not that big a video. It's not gonna kill your computer. Ignore that little checkbox on the bottom. It is meaningless to you. Now once you have this video clip, you've got where you saved it at. You've picked your bestest name for it ever. You can take that little video clip, bring it back into Video Editor, repeat that a bunch of times. It's so much easier than looping the drawings, and you can make it as long as you want. That's why you don't have to repeat it a million times when you're originally making the loop. Just do it for like 4 times and you are super duper done. Anyways, thank you for your time. Really hope you learned something here. Hope you enjoyed this. And have a great time. Keep clean, wash your hands, don't touch your face, all that.